Hello, Ben Chong, and hi, Rudy.
Morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Top of the day to you both. Top of the day.
Thank you.
All the days, Rudy.
Boone, where are you located?
Malaysia.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Wow. It's late for you.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Uh, So are we waiting for James Wong or what's
So
the
we are waiting for David. David say he will be few minutes later in the meal.
okay. I see. Yeah, maybe one of you can help me because I got a little bit lost when we made the transition from the 9 o'clock meetings we were having to now this 10 o'clock slot. I'm not completely clear on what we're now, what sorts of agendas we now have. Like I guess we were discussing MDK and now that reached a state that we don't need to be talking about that as much because I understand that now it's a matter of finalizing the standard with JEDEC, if I'm following right. But now, what are
And Mark, that's actually finished with JEDEC and it's released since February, middle of February. So if you go to the JEDEC website and download the latest version of the part model, the MDKs are have been completed there now. I can send you a link to that if you like.
Oh, super. Okay, thank you. So then, is it true that now we're looking into test topics in this meeting, or is it something else?
That's what we're supposed to be doing here at this meeting, is doing the test, and I that's what Adam and not Adam, David said he was going to be addressing at this meeting, and I confirmed it yesterday because I got an email yesterday saying that the test meeting was on yesterday, but when I logged into it, it wasn't on. And when I talked to Patrush on it, he said today at 10 o'clock, the 10 o'clock PST time, they would be talking about it, but I don't see neither Patrush, Tony, or David on this call here. So
Yeah.
I'm a little confused what's going on there.
Okay. And how about ADK? Is there any further activity on ADK, or instead did we just say that we're waiting to see what happens with that IEEE 3D blocks work group?
From what I understand, and Boone and I had a one-to-one call. Boone, you must have sent me that email with the list of rules from your private email because I can no longer find it. Can you resend it again, or drop me your email address so I can search for it, because I've been trying to do some work with it and I've lost your email. I cannot find it. I know I have it, but I think you sent it to me on your private email.
Okay, sure.
All right, I'm going to drop into the chat here the JEP30 line. That's at the overall parent page, specifically for the design rule kit guideline document. That link is here.
Okay, thank you.
Just sign again.
All right, so okay, that's what I was looking for. Okay, so we got a sample of rules from Boone, right? And these were, you said, from the EDA tools. And what we need to do is to put that into the ADK format. Since I lost the email, I wasn't able to complete that task. So that's something I need to follow up on before I take it back to you. But that list of rules is 1, 2, 3. There's only about 15 rules there, and I'm assuming there's an awful lot more rules for the assembly design kit that we need to standardize. And the question I think
I think, Michael, I think perhaps we need to I think in the 3D block submitting, right, beside the 3D block, there is another PDF related to the assembly shared by shared by the Sandeep themselves, right? Maybe
You have-
wait until we have access to that document and see. If according to the part, I think the assembly rule is not part of the requirement, right, for the 3D block.
Do you have a link to that you can post?
No. I mean, the first meetings, beside the 3D blocks are V3. Sandeep also show one assembly document that he intend to upload in the IMET, right? Do you remember?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
I believe
I
saw-
vaguely remember that we did it, but I don't have.
the document is interposer substrates TF reference V1. Beside the 3D board language reference V3, right? The 3537, he also expect to have the interposer substrate technology file reference V1s are uploaded. That may have more assembly related rule, right?
Are you referring to the assembly design kit Excel
No,
file?
no. I mean in the 3D blocks meeting, the P3537.
Oh, that's
in
on
the-
the IEEE side.
Yeah. There are two documents that these are Sandeep actually are planned to upload. One is a 3D block language reference, the V3. The other one will be the interposer subtract TF reference V1. So if I interpret it correctly, the interposer subtracts TF should be the technology file reference. That should have the assembly related rules syntax expected as well. That's what I suspect.
Okay, so where do we get access to those documents?
It's not uploaded in the IMET yet. I think it's still pending on the legal clearance before the Sandeep can upload it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not so sure you want to submit until I have access to that document. That can have more detail as well.
Yeah, so you're saying these documents are now available to the workgroup members?
No, not yet. Not yet.
Oh, okay.
Not yet upload. I think it's pending on some legal clearance as well.
So the way I would see things is that we have a number of tasks going forward. Is we have to take a list of all of these rules, and we need to standardize on the rules, provide descriptions of how the rules are being measured, so that when somebody is setting a rule value, they understand how that rule is going to be measured. For example, is it from the center of one feature to the center of another feature, or is it from the edge of the feature to the edge of the feature? And we need to standardize on all of that. And we need to do that for the assembly design kit and the substrate design kit. And I think they're like separate tasks that will result in new documents that needs to be standardized.
Michael,
And
isn't the interposer one is DRM?
what is what?
The design rule manual for interposer design?
Yeah, be it for interposer or for the substrate, yeah. It can be for the assembly of the chiplet onto the interposer, or it can be for the creation of the interposer substrate itself. They would be two different files, but the rules, all JEDIC has released is the format for how the rules will be represented. But now we need to standardize on the actual rule content that loads into that format and what the meaning of each rule is. Because if we don't standardize on the meaning of the rule, then when I transfer the rules from one EDA toolset to another EDA toolset, and they implement it in different ways because they have different understandings, then you don't have a interchangeable process. So I think those two steps are still needed to happen on as phase 2 of the standardization of the ADKs and standardization of the substrate design kits. I think the material design kit is pretty complete because we got good samples of data from ANSYS and Cadence on that, and we copied that data into the structure, and it fitted well. So I think that's done, and that's complete. And the test design kit, which was supposed to be the subject of today's meeting, is yet to be defined. Although I did hear David mentioning that rather than create a separate design kit, that we would just go into the existing CDK related data, right, which is the bigger part of the part model, and selectively pick and choose the relevant data points for tagging to be a test related point. And I have not seen any of the details of what he wants to do on that to explore how to put that into the part model. I was hoping he would be at this call to talk about that.
Okay, well, thanks for that description about what still is needed on the ADK and for substrates. So to accomplish that work that you described, is there a separate OCP meeting that's now looking into that, or is that more like offline work that is going to happen, or what?
I have been trying to get to the bottom of that answer for several weeks now, and I haven't been able to find that answer.
Okay. And how about James Wong? Is he still involved in these efforts? Because recently, I guess I haven't seen him in the meetings.
I've sent messages to both him and David, and I have not gotten any response.
I see. Okay.
But the test design kit white paper, I think is already published one.
Sorry, Boon Chung, were you asking me something? I couldn't quite hear what you said.
No, I'm just saying the test design kits, these groups, besides defining the fair and so on, there is also the works on the white paper for this one. And then the white paper, I believe, is already published in the OCP white paper list already.
Let me just reach out to Tony and Patrush and see if they're online to maybe ask them to join or whatever.
Okay.
Right, he's not answering, I'm afraid. What I could do is I could let's say one more thing. Okay, I think I might have got Patrouche, but I don't know if he knows the details either, right?
I placed a white paper link. There is a CDMS XML for the test design kit there in that white papers as an example. Is that what you are looking for, Michael?
Okay. I'm taking a look at it now, Boone. So.
Hello, Michael.
Hi, Petrush. So the team here is asking questions about where do we go from here in relation to what was just released on JEDEX. So back in middle of February, you know, this team had worked to get the ADK format and the substrate design format and the material design format into the JEDEX standards, and that was released in February. Now the question was the next steps of taking the list of rules and working to see if we can get that into the format. So I just found, or I asked Boone here to resend me the list of rules which he has, and I'll send that on to you later on.
Right. So yeah,
that we talked about that earlier on. But there was three things that I saw that we needed to do going forward. And this meeting today was supposed to deal with the test design kit, but I don't see that neither Tony nor David has turned up for that. So that was one item, was to get the test design kit. And the second and third item was to take the rules for the assembly and map them to the JEDEC format, and to create and to standardize on the rule names, rule descriptions, and the configuration of the rules, so that when people then came along and wrote the value to a given rule, and we interchange that between one EDA vendor and another EDA vendor, the meaning of that rule would be understood equally, right? And so if we don't standardize on those rules, then the format is, incomplete. The whole thing is incomplete. And
indeed, I agree. Yeah.
So Mark asked the question: Is there an OCP committee that's moving ahead with that standardization, or what is happening on that?
I won't be able to answer on that this question on OCP committee. That would be something David or Tony would tell you better. But most likely, the answer I would hear from them is that we are the working group. By committee, what do you mean? Basically, for me, let's forget TDK for a moment. We don't have the TDK folks, but for ADK rule definition part, right? You and I have to sit down next week and start working on it. But the next level there would be that we come back with the work we do to this team here only, and agree upon, and then get it rolled into JREC update, right?
Yeah. All right. Okay. So, your view is that even the standard of the rule names, the rule descriptions, yeah, your view is that should become a JEDEC standard.
It should, yeah, it should.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we are leaving the work incomplete. There is everything that we have put in as part of information right now is not consumable for the flows that we eventually have to use this format for.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, so Mark and Rudy and Vikas and Boone, I think you were already a JEDEC member. Are you guys JEDEC members?
I am not.
Me neither.
I am
okay.
JEDEC member, but I think it's restricted to which communities that you're open to. So it really depends on.
I don't know about SI2 or TXIE, but for Cadence, I know that Cadence, you do have plenty of members in JEDEC. So for you to sign up, you should not incur any charges to sign into JEDEC. And then from there, you could join the JC11 committee, for example, and sign up to one of the task groups, and we could have the discussions there if we're going to do this under a JEDEC standard. We already have an MOU signed with OCP for SI2 and TXIE. I don't know if your company has already membership, but if they have, I'll find out for you and I'll come back to you on that. And if not, then we can invite you to the meetings to participate.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'll check too with the staff at SI2, but I haven't heard that we are members of JEDEC.
All right, let me and I got access to the JEDEC roster, so I'll be able to see if there is an SI2 member there, and the same thing with the for you, Vikas.
Okay.
Okay, so I take that action and I'll go and respond on that, and I'll try and get in touch with Tony and see if what we should do in that space. So that will give us a path to move forward, and we're still under a committee organization to do that. Okay.
So do others agree with this idea of standardizing the rules as well? I thought I saw, yeah, Mark is there. Rudy, what do you think?
So you're asking if we agree with the need to do what we were talking about
Yeah.
I do agree with that need, yes.
Okay. Yeah. And on the TDK front, we still probably have a lot of scoping to do what needs to be done here, besides just specifying the interface for the test ports. And we haven't really added any value as such, right? But we have at least put in a support for package design. Well,
Yeah, as I was saying, Petrush,
yeah.
the last I heard from David is that he did not believe we needed to have a separate design kit for test. He was thinking that leaning towards the idea of looking at the physical representation of the package, which was of the bumps, and tagging the bumps with test related information. And so it would be like merged inside the CDK portion and not necessary to have a separate design kit file for it. But again, I think that's all going to depend on what is the level of detail you want to capture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, definitely for the information we are currently capturing, CDK probably would be the right place to just add it to in the parts model. Yeah. Okay. And as far as, I mean, where we go next, I mean, we have to keep enhancing the standard, because as far as I can tell, it's not dead. We keep hearing about the 3D blocks versus the JEDEC. But as far as I can tell, we are moving forward with this plan to adopt this, including plans to have converters between the two standards, two formats. So,
okay, yeah, that's my
I have
understanding.
not heard otherwise.
Yeah,
Vikas
that's
can tell us
the
better.
same as I've heard too, Petrush.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess next steps would be Petrush, you and I will get together and review this list of rules that we've got from Boone, get it put into the ADK structure from the JEDEC side. Once we have that done, we'll set up a meeting and invite this group to it, and then we'll share that information with you, and we'll see if that's the right approach.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have anything else from my side.
All right, then. So Boone, you have sent the rules to Michael.
I will just send that out to you now.
All right.
But you know, and Boone said that these are some from the EDA tools, and it's also given us a link to the CDK document that was on the OCP site. We need to review that as well. If Rudy or Mark has access to any additional rules, either send us Petrush and I an email with those rules, and we'll try and get that incorporated into the XML structure as well. And if not, we can discuss it if you have any more at the next meeting.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay.
All right.
All right, guys. I'm gonna drop then, and we should be in touch again next week.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye. Bye, guys.